We always hear romanticize your life. But let's be honest, like, what does that even mean? I know most of us are not dropping thousands of dollars on a weekly basis, going to rooftops and yachts and massages. It's just very unrealistic to spend so much money on all these things that we're supposed to be doing for ourselves. And I'm here to tell you that you do not need to be dropping a whole bag for self-care, because self-love should not be coming with a credit card hangover whatsoever. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Angelica, and on this channel we talk about how to create a life that feels good and not just looks good. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to romanticize your life and giving you just some budget-friendly ideas, how to keep things intentional without spending a ton of money, and what mind shifts helped me stop equating price with value. Whether you're trying to save money or just being more intentional with your time, this video is for you. I want to start off by saying that budgeting does not mean that you're settling whatsoever. And it's really about the mind frame that we go into with this that will really set the tone. Your self-worth is not determined based off how much you spend. Sure, it would be nice to go to a 5-star all-inclusive resort for a month to prove or show yourself that you love yourself, but you do not need to do that in order to prove or show yourself that you are worthy of love. There are so many other things that we can be doing, and the number one thing that it starts with is going to be intention. And the mind frame we really want to work on here is turning whatever negative you have into a positive. So for example, if it's I can't afford to do X, let's turn that around to I get to enjoy the little things. Now, once we've worked on the foundation of shifting the mindset and understanding that it's about setting intention, we can discuss different ways that you can set intentional time with yourself. This may vary depending on where you live. However, starting off with a simple Google search on free or local events near me, as simple as that. To take it a step further, there are already things that we know are free, and I will assume that are fairly accessible, such as a park. The park is one of my favorite solo dates because you do not need any money to go to the park. Using the park as an example, there's multiple things that you can do at a park. You can go for a walk at the park. You can grab some snacks from your home and bring them with you to the park and have a picnic. You can bring a journal with you or a book to the park and journal and read or draw, paint, or honestly, just lay out a blanket, sit there, or lay there. We all know that 50 Cent put a little shame on the window shopping, but honestly, window shopping can be super exciting. Whether it be you're strolling through a mall or a farmer's market, you don't have to set the intention of you have to buy something. Maybe you're exploring your creative side. You can also visit a local library and bring a cup of coffee with you. You can go to a local museum or galleries. I know, personally speaking, in Rhode Island, there are certain days in which you can get into the art museum for free, the zoo for free, the botanical garden for free. You'll be surprised how many free options there are once you start looking. I think something that we have to our advantage is we now have ChatGPT and we have Google. We literally have these resources that are within, most of the time, the palm of our hands that we can use to help us think and strategize different things that we could be doing. These dates do not have to be fancy. The purpose behind them is about setting intentional time with yourself, and that has nothing to do with the amount of money that you have in your pocket. And just sharing a little bit more on how I create a good time for myself without having to spend any money. First and foremost, I truly treat it as though it's a date. Think of how you act when you're about to go on a date with someone you just met. Majority of the time, you shower, you find a nice outfit, you put on some perfume. You want to make sure that you show up your best self. And that's exactly how I treat my solo date. I will figure out what I'm wearing. The day before a planned solo date, I will get my clothes ready. I will decide how I'm thinking of doing my hair for the day, whether I'm going to be wearing makeup, how much makeup I'm going to be putting on some perfume, whatever it is that feels good for you in that moment. because there are also times where I plan solo dates and they're chill solo dates where I am wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt and feeling comfortable, but I'm spending time with myself. Depending on your date, you may decide to go all out, you may decide to bum it out, but it's really dependent on you and what it is that you feel you need in that moment. It's truly about the little things and the small detail. Think of yourself. Treat yourself as though you are the person that you're meeting up with, right? Like you want to make sure that you look good for them, you smell good for them, you're in a good mood for them. Maybe you bring them a small gift. Maybe you were thoughtful and brought them something that you know that they need. You want to treat yourself exactly that way. Maybe you're going to the park and you think that it would be really helpful for you to bring a water, or you think that it would be helpful to bring a blanket just in case you get cold. These little details matter so much. I've learned with my experience in solo dates that romanticizing is not about the price tag. It's about being intentional and present. Take pictures, journal your thoughts, whatever it is, just make it meaningful to you, because that's truly the best part about solo dates, is that it's literally all for you. And I know it can be kind of overwhelming and confusing because social media will have you thinking that you need money in the bank in order to love yourself or show yourself love, and that is not a fact. Self-love does not need to be expensive. A few things that I've learned to stick to my budget while also spoiling myself is to set a budget before the week starts, whether that be 15, 20, 50, whatever your budget is, set it. And once it's set, do some research to see what is happening in your local area that's within that budget. To give you an example, I recently went on a boat ride for one of my solo dates, and prior to me leaving the house, I bought a slushie from Dollar Tree that was frozen. I put some alcohol in there, so I had myself a homemade margarita. Something that would have cost me probably $15 or more was pretty much free using the items that I had at home. And something that can really help as well is doing all this research ahead of time and creating a date idea jar where you write down different low-cost ideas, put them in a jar, and pick them when you're not feeling so inspired. I personally like to plan for my year ahead of time. So what I've been practicing the past couple of years is deciding one solo date a month, writing that down and putting it on my calendar. Now, when that date comes, I may or may not do that, but at least I have 12 different ideas that I know that I've been interested in doing, that I want to do, and at the very least is giving me somewhere to start. And the truth is, some of the most romantic moments that I've had with myself did not cost a dime, but they meant so much to me. So you do not need to wait for the perfect paycheck or the perfect partner to start loving yourself and treating yourself the way that you deserve. Start where you are with what you have. If anything in this video speaks to you, drop a comment below and let me know what landed. I love to hear your solo date ideas and what budget-friendly ways that you've decided to take yourself out. Please go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and turn on the alerts notification so you get notified when I release my next video. I drop videos every Wednesday. Take what you need from this and leave the rest. And if this was helpful in any way, I encourage you to share it with someone else too. Keep showing up, keep it realistic, and most importantly, keep it you. See you next time.